you told us about Halo. Could you both explain what is it exactly? Is it a project?
Yeah, Halo is really a live project consisting at the moment of myself and Lou. We are looking at a later stage eventually bringing on other session musicians and live performers to play with us to kind of expand the show. But really what we're doing at the moment is just working on developing our own live sound. And I think, as Lou was saying, we come from kind of different places, but we meet in the middle. So she softens a lot of the sounds that I bring in from the mix and brings a more soulful sound to it. But really, Halo is a live house project.
Okay. Now, both of you have worked individually and in separate genres of music, but what types of challenges have you both experienced as a team? What types of challenges?
At the moment, really just getting out there, and because we are South African musicians, I'm sure you would agree, you've got to do so many things just to keep afloat. So finding time to spend time in studio, and we never short of ideas ever. It's just like at the moment really finding the time, because I'm also working on my solo project, and Chris has got his mixes that he's working on, and some other stuff that he's maybe doing for TV or radio or whatever. And yeah, so at the moment the chief concern is really time, and then finding a way to get out there, because you know the entertainment industry in South Africa, the infrastructure isn't that strong yet, and it doesn't have the basis that Europe has or other first world countries, and so it's not as easy for bands over here to make it as would be in another place where there's more infrastructure. What do you think?
I agree with a lot of that. I mean, for me, I would say the biggest challenge is really just has been more on an internal level, kind of defining a direction for myself and for the project, because, as we said, we both come from eclectic backgrounds. So together, we've got influences all the way from like classic soul and funk and jazz, all the way through to techno, to rock music. And so to kind of cut away all of that and go, okay, cool, what are the sounds that we love and that we want to put together, and finding our own texture, our own sound, our own style, I think for me has been the biggest challenge. And personally as well as a producer, you know, I've gone through so many different genres and so many different sounds, and you know, every 6 months I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm coming into my own again, because I keep stripping away the influences of other things that I've heard, the progression in the normal music. You kind of get to that point where you strip that away and you get glimpses of your own personality coming out of the music. And I think to maintain that and maintain integrity, I suppose, in the music is, for me, the biggest challenge, to stay true to what we want to do and push that.
It's also, we also get, you get inspired all the time by different things, and so we change all the time. Like, for instance, right now I'm in a very funk, rock mode.
So you guys are working on something that's not exactly going to stay the same for a while, and then it's a constant
There'll always be a common thread.
But there's always going to be an evolution.
There's always going to be evolution. We're always going to be changing, because we're human beings. We're constantly evolving, constantly learning new things, and I'm starting to play the piano again, and so my ears will be affected in a positive way, where I'll be listening to things differently and therefore internalizing things differently and then writing things differently.
Now, Chris, what type of musical instruments do you play as a producer?
What doesn't he play?
Interesting. Good one.
I mean, I grew up playing piano and then later the guitar. I've tried my hand at a couple different instruments. I would say my main instrument has been for a long time the guitar, but I'm really loving playing piano again, which is something more recent, and it's definitely affecting how I'm writing harmonically, as opposed to how I was writing before, having the basis of the guitar in the back of my mind, or writing a lot of the songs on the guitar. I'm starting to now sit down on the piano rather and write the basis for the song on the piano, which adds a different element to it. So that's what I'm enjoying the most. But I play guitar, I play piano, I play a little bit of bass, I play hand percussion.
Okay. The other question would be, for instance, international reception of your music compared to South African reception. How does that work?
Well, no one really knows who we are here. But then I mean, the first track that we did together, really, we did with another producer over in London. And this is the track that actually sparked the idea for us to kind of push forward and start working together. Got released on Seamless Recordings, charted very well in the UK.
Which
has
year
been
was this?
that was in 2008, end of 2008. Since over 2009, I think is on 4 or 5 different compilations that are released, across Europe, and that track really got a lot of attention overseas. So we've started we went, okay, step back from that. That did really well, and that inspired this whole idea. But then, apart from 1 or 2 DJs and producers down here, like people like Dino Moran, no one really knows about it. No one really knows who we are. If I say, oh, I'm Christopher Wilde, they don't really make that association yet.
Because it's still extremely fresh as well. We haven't really launched it yet.